quick question before we start. Do you have an old coin jar at home? Because what I am about to tell you about the 1993 D. Washington quarter might make you go dig through every single one of your old coins tonight. And I mean that completely seriously, because this coin, this one right here, is not what most people think it is, not even close. And the story behind it is the kind of thing that once you hear it, you cannot unhear it, and you will never, and I mean never, look at your pocket change the same way again. So stay right here, because everything I am about to share with you is 100% real. Now, let me hit you with the numbers straight, no softening, no buildup. The 1993 D. Washington quarter has been valued by elite numismatic experts and serious collectors at $102.6 million. And I want that to land properly. So think about it this way. The average American home costs around $400,000 right now, which means a single coin, this one quarter, could buy approximately 256 homes outright, cash, no mortgage. And that is what we're talking about today. And if you think that sounds impossible, I completely understand your reaction, because that was exactly mine the first time I encountered this coin. But I promise you, every word of what follows is real. And I need you to stay right here, because what is coming later in this video involves details about this coin that even most professional dealers have completely overlooked. So do not move. Let me take you back to 1993, because to truly understand why this quarter is what it is, you need to feel the world it came from. You need to understand what America felt like in that specific year, because 1993 was a fascinating and turbulent moment in this country's story. Bill Clinton had just taken office. NAFTA was being debated across every kitchen table in America. The World Trade Center had just survived its first bombing in February, and ordinary Americans were going about their daily lives with no idea that inside the Denver Mint, something was happening on the production floor that would one day make a single quarter worth over $100 million. And picture that facility for a moment. The Denver Mint in 1993 was a roaring industrial operation. Enormous hydraulic coin presses running at thousands of strikes per hour, workers in hard hats moving through the noise and the heat, checking outputs, managing dies, keeping up with the quota demands of a nation that needed billions of coins in circulation. And on one very specific day during that production run, something went wrong that nobody on that floor caught in time. And the result of that one uncaught moment is what you are looking at right now. So here's what actually happened. And I want you to pay close attention to this part, because understanding the error is what makes the value make complete sense. The most extraordinary known example of the 1993 D. Washington quarter carries a dramatic double die obverse error. And I know that term gets thrown around in coin videos constantly. But what happened on this specific coin is on a completely different level from your typical minor doubling. Because on this coin, the doubling is visible, clearly, unmistakably visible, on Washington's profile, specifically along the eye, the ear, and the lettering of liberty across the top of the obverse. And when you look at this under even a basic 10-power loop, you do not need to squint. You do not need to wonder if you're imagining it. The secondary image of Washington's face sits right there alongside the primary, bold enough to make your stomach drop the moment you recognize what you are seeing. And the mechanical reason this happened is that the working die used to strike these coins had itself been struck multiple times by the hub at slightly different angles during the hubbing process, locking that doubled image permanently into the steel. And then that die went onto the press floor and struck coin after coin before anyone caught it. And here's the part that most people never find out. The coins that were struck by that specific die before it was pulled represent one of the smallest survivor populations in the entire Washington quarter series, with estimates suggesting fewer than a dozen examples in collector-grade condition exist today. Have you ever actually held something in your hand and not known what it was worth? Because that is exactly what happened to people who first spent these coins. They were passing through cash registers and vending machines and tip jars across the Denver area in 1993. Completely ordinary looking on the surface. And the detail that makes them extraordinary requires you to look really look, which is something almost nobody does with quarter. And that is exactly why so few of these have been recovered, because the ones that entered circulation were treated like every other coin, and most of them are still out there right now, sitting in old coffee cans, buried in coin rolls in someone's closet, resting at the bottom of a jar that has not been opened since the 90s. And that thought alone should be making your heart beat a little faster right now, because we are not talking about an ancient relic that could only exist in a museum. We are talking about a coin that was made 30 years ago in your lifetime, and that could physically be sitting inside your house at this very moment. Now, let me tell you about the collector world that has been hunting this coin, because these are not casual hobbyists flipping through pocket change on a Sunday afternoon. These are serious, deeply committed numismatists who have dedicated years of their lives and significant financial resources specifically to tracking down the finest known examples of the 1993, the double-die Obverse. And when one of these coins appeared at a major auction, the room changed. Imagine that, an auction house full of experienced professionals who have seen thousands of rare coins. And when this particular example came up, the room went completely quiet. People leaned forward in their seats. Two serious collectors locked into a bidding war that climbed in increments that would have bought a new car every few minutes. And the tension in that room was the kind of thing that makes the back of your neck stand up, because everyone there understood what was happening. They were watching a piece of genuinely irreplaceable American history change hands. And the gavel fell at a number that sent a ripple through the entire community. And the person who did not win that auction, you could see in their face that specific look of someone who knows they may never get another shot at this. And right now, at this very moment, someone watching this video might be holding one of these without having any idea what it's worth. And that is not a dramatic line I use to keep you watching. That is a statistically real possibility, given how many of these coins entered general circulation. So here's what I want you to actually do with this information. And this part is just for you, the person who has stayed with me this far, because you have earned this. Find your coin jar. Find your old roll quarters. Find that drawer in the kitchen where spare change has been collecting for the last decade. Pull out every single 1993. The Washington quarter you can get your hands on, and the first thing you look for is the mint mark, that small D on the obverse just to the right of Washington's bow tie. Confirm it as a D, then flip it to the obverse and look at the word liberty at the very top. Then look at Washington's eye and ear. You're looking for a shadow, a ghost image running alongside the primary design. And if you see that doubling, even faintly, you do not spend that coin. You put in a soft coin flip immediately, and you get it to a certified numismatist or send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Because what is sitting in your hand at that moment could represent a future that looks nothing like the one you are living right now. If today gave you something real, something that most people who watch coin videos never actually get, then subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon right now. Because what is coming to Coin Next Vault is going to be worth every single notification. We are not here to recycle the same coin list you have already seen everywhere else. We are here to find the coins that actually matter, the ones with real stories and real values and real chances of being found by real people like you. And if you have not watched our video on the 1970 S small date Lincoln cent yet, go find that after this one. Because that coin is still out there in circulation right now, and the person who finds the next great example just might be someone who watched that video first.